Have you ever wondered why Anakin lost Obi Wan in the Battle of Mustafar? Join me, and together we will discover the answers.
Why did Anakin lose to Obi Wan in the Battle of Mustafar? Well, for several reasons. Today we're going to talk about them. One of the most pressing ones was that Anakin was arrogant, and he believed his abilities were far superior than what they actually were. This extra belief in himself caused him to make several errors in his fight with Obi Wan. If he hadn't made these errors, the fight would have gone much differently and more in his favor. The only reason Obi-Wan was able to beat Anakin was because Anakin tried to make a near impossible flip over Obi-Wan on the high ground. And instead of being able to attack Obi-Wan from behind the top of the hill, Anakin instead loses the one remaining arm he has left and both of his legs by Obi-Wan. There are also other factors that contribute to his loss. One of which being that Anakin and Obi-Wan have spent years together training and fighting, and they know each other's moves. And so they can know exactly what they're going to do, which gave Obi-Wan a huge advantage against Anakin, because Anakin is a much more powerful Force user than Obi-Wan is, considering Anakin is the chosen one, and Obi-Wan is not. If the battle had stayed on the lava droids, Anakin would have won the battle. It was only a matter of time before Obi-Wan, being much older, grew tired, and Anakin, fueled by the dark side, was able to beat him. Remember the spot on the lake of lava where Obi-Wan and Anakin stopped and had a debate? If Obi-Wan had kept talking and asked Anakin why the Jedi were evil in his point of view, or something like that, and then kept them talking instead of fighting, he might have been able to convince Anakin to stop the battle and for them to both go and convince his Padawan of the error of his ways. Because he'd already managed to make Anakin turn off his saber and actually listen to his master, Obi-Wan. Which means if Obi-Wan had used the peacekeeping tactics that he had been trained for as a Jedi, the entirety of the Star Wars timeline could have been changed for the better. And there was also another version of the timeline that could be changed, one where Anakin defeats Obi-Wan. And instead of leaving him for dead, he makes sure he's dead, so that his old master won't come and try and haunt him again. Then he returns to his ship, Padme's ship, I should say, to make sure Padme is okay, and brings her on board and heals her with his newfound dark side abilities, which lead him to be able to save her from the awful dreams he's been having. Then when Sidious arrives, like we see him do with his couple clone troopers, Anakin is able to easily get rid of the clone troopers with a wave of his hand, and then he's going to attack Sidious. This would not be something that Sidious was expecting, because last he knew Anakin was loyal to him and needed Sidious's help to save his wife Padme from death. Now, whether Anakin would have won against Sidious, that is a good question for another video. There was one more timeline that I want to talk about that could possibly spring from this battle turning out differently. One where Obi-Wan still wins, but instead of leaving Anakin to burn to death on the lava planet, he instead brings him back to the ship with Padme and uses the same facility to treat the both of them, and that would lead to Anakin having better cybernetics, not requiring the suit, and maybe turning back to the light side with the help of Master Yoda and Master Obi-Wan. The reason that Darth Vader is not anywhere close to his full potential, even with his cybernetics and the suit, it was designed poorly, intentionally by Sidious, to keep his apprentice weak, because he couldn't beat Obi-Wan Sidious did not want him rebelling against Sidious. The timeline that I would have chosen, that would have been the best in the movies, is one where Anakin does kill Obi Wan. And then he proceeds to go and try and save Padme, but it's too late. And so, fueled by his rage, he attacks Sidious as soon as the shuttle lands. And after a long and hard battle, Anakin eventually beats Sidious. That would have been amazing to watch and still made the timeline make sense. But what we got was really amazing too. And so the overall reason that Anakin lost to Obi-Wan is because he overestimated his abilities and got lost in the dark side. Remember, if you like today's video and want to hear more Star Wars theories, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Mandotheory out.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.